Phoenix family, welcome back to another episode of the podcast. We have our reviews from the doubleheader up north. Couple of good results, couple of not so good results that have affected our postseason. What else we got?
We got top 5 highlights from both the rounds and some game previews heading into the final upcoming weeks before the finals.
Alright, let's get into it.
Before we start off with the recap of the game 1, we just wanted to let you know both games, you can go check it out on their socials. Phoenix were wearing their Indigenous jerseys for the round. It was purple jerseys with some really nice patterns on it, and yeah, you just go check it out if you want to see it on their socials. Women's first game was against Rockhampton. They unfortunately lost 109-99, and it actually went into double overtime.
Yeah, very close game until that final quarter where the Phoenix led up 20 points compared to only our 10. So overall, not a bad game for the girls. Like, I have to say, they did play pretty hard, double header. Didn't want to go all out in the first game, but
Yeah.
we kind of had to because it was that double OT game. And we did have a chance of winning, but unfortunately they just hit a few threes and got the lead on us.
Yeah.
The Phoenix ran a man-to-man for the majority of the game because, obviously Rockhampton are quite good shooters, but although we ran that man-to-man, they were still actually getting inside quite a lot.
Yeah.
There were a few good post moves from the Cyclones bigs that just put us to work. Like Grace Rogers and Mary Price had some really tough matchups, and I think they did match up pretty well, but overall, Rockhampton Cyclones got the better of us.
Yeah, you could also notice Phoenix let up a lot of second chance points. So, again, just that rebounding that is getting tidied up over the weeks, but just needs to be one of their priorities as they're not a huge team.
So, Rockhampton changed their game plan over the game, and you can see this in the analysis on the NBL1 website. And they started off hitting quite a few shots from the inside and attacking the paint. And then over the game, they switched to more threes and getting to the free throw line, which Phoenix did kind of bail them out at times, but I think Rockhampton's change ended up being a beneficiary for them because they ended up really relying on that three, and it really helped them through the end of the game.
Some standout stats. Erin Bowman had a triple-double. She had 31 points, 16 rebounds, 11 assists and 2 steals, which was another great performance. And Izzy Palmer had 28 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists and 1 steal as well.
And these girls played a lot of minutes, so with that and then playing another game the next day, it's really hard to back it up like that.
Yeah.
So I think the girls did well with what they had. Looking at the Rockhampton Cyclones, Shanique Lucas had 42 points, 7 rebounds and 3 assists, so she put us to work quite a bit. Gracie Stuger had 11 points, 9 rebounds, 14 assists and 6 steals, so she had a near triple-double.
And to back it all up, Emily Kaiser had 25 points, 17 rebounds and 2 steals.
Yeah. Looking at the men's game, also against Rockhampton Rockets, Phoenix, looking at how they played their defense, it had man-to-man, but there was a lot of help defense. So whenever there was a drive, whenever there was an attack in the paint, like all 5 players collapsed, and you could see this in the game. And although it led to a lot of kick-out 3 opportunities, since we were going up against Jalen Graham, who's one of the most athletic slashers in the comp, he plays that point forward kind of role. Phoenix scouting basically said, let's collapse on him whenever he drives so that he has a tough layup rather than a one-on-one layup. And he did actually end up taking quite a few shots, which ultimately led up to less threes from Rockhampton, which helped us in the end game because we were managed to keep him out.
So the final score of the game was 111-103, and the stats for the night, Eric had 25 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists and 4 steals. Luke had 23 points and 8 rebounds.
Yeah. Darnell had 9 points, 8 rebounds, which is a bit quiet, but he had 16 assists to back it up, so he definitely brought himself out with the passing tonight.
And Jalen Graham on the other team had 32 points and 9 rebounds.
Looking at the second game now, it was versus Mackay on the Sunday night. The women's had another loss, 88-59, and I think a big reason was that is because of management of minutes. So in that first game, we were really going for that win, and ultimately it kind of just took it out of the players, and it was really hard to back it up the night after. So the girls had a tough game. Some standout stats: Sammy Puisis had 26 points. She had a lot of threes, a lot of deep threes as well. And River Baldwin had 22 points and 14 rebounds.
And finally, Monique Babongi had 18 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 steals. On our team, Kayla Matthews had a great performance. She had 12 points, 6 rebounds. Erin Bowman had 24 points, 13 rebounds, 3 assists, and 4 steals. So she's still backing up with that defensive pressure game after game. And obviously, it was the second game of the doubleheader, so the rest of the girls were a little bit tired.
When you look at the stats overall, Mackay had over 20 assists total, and we only had 9. So there was a lot more ISO game and getting to work in the post, which ultimately led up to more misses, I reckon, and trying to get more rebounds than open layups.
We definitely struggled to consistently generate good looks, while Mackay shared the basketball a lot better, and they generated paint touches and outside kicks, and it just went their way. In the last quarter, they ended up outscoring us 24-9.
Looking at the men's, we had another win, so men's on 2 for 2. Also on that Sunday night, we won 86-79, so a 7-point win. It wasn't a very high-scoring game for both teams. The highest scorer from Mackay was Derek Emalifenwu with 14 points, showing how well the Phoenix defended collectively.
Our stats: Luke Anderson had 27 points, backing up his other 20-point game. And Liam Switzer had 18 points and put up 13 rebounds, which a lot of them were offensive. He was getting a lot of putbacks, which is a really good sign. A key reason, I would say, for the Phoenix's win was definitely their defense, their defensive pressure. They held Mackay's leading scorer to only 14 points, which really just shows that this game was all about defense.
Yeah. And the rebounding battle was also a big part of the game as well. Controlling the offensive side for Phoenix especially ended up helping us get that win. You know, Switz coming up with like the 3 big O-boards at the end of the game to get us seal that win. As well as this, we weren't winning the first 3 quarters of the game, and only really in the fourth we really brought that lead out. Yeah. So I think the Phoenix really changed up their game plan from attack the paint and then get a kick out 3 to attack that paint, draw that foul, and then get the layup, which I think is not always going to be a thing that the coach has to say. It kind of just turns into a subconscious thing, like, let's get some layups, let's get the game closer, and then let's go from there.
Yeah. So with both these wins for the men's, it secured them a place in the Final Four. So there will be a semi-final, and hopefully translates to our final. The men are playing great basketball at the moment.
Looking at the highlights, we have 5 big highlights. The men's really took over this week. We had Ben Perry with the lob to Liam Switzer with the left hand. So Ben Perry in transition, he had the ball on the left side. He kind of drove with the fast break. Switzer was running on from the right wing. He threw the ball up with his left hand, Ben Perry, lobbing it up. And then Liam Switzer grabbed it out of the air and threw it into the ring. And Liam had a great game, and he had quite a few dunks. So that was just one of our favourites.
Kayla Matthews had an and one through traffic on the left side. Ernest Ross had an and 1-3, which was pretty insane. And Darnell had a bounce pass till it was like literally through a couple defenders to Luke Anderson dunk.
Yeah. And finally, Erin Bowman had an and 1 layup with the right hand, so non-dominant hand, kind of like a step through traffic, and the and 1 on the right side. So that was a nice shot as well.
The women's previews for the upcoming round. On the 18th of July, we play a home game at 6 p.m. We verse the Northside Wizards for the third time this season.
Yeah, get down because this is our last home game for the regular season. So make sure you guys get down, get a ticket. It's worth the watch because we're playing some great basketball at the moment.
Last time we played them, the women only lost by 1 point. So that goes to show that not only can we beat them, but it'll be a close and exciting game to watch.
Yeah, and that 1 point loss was the away game. So if we get a lot of people down there, then the crowd can cheer us on and we'll get over the line like we did in our first game of the season where we got the W for the men's. So hopefully we could get this win. Looking at some of the stats and the scouting report, Grace Ellis from Northside, she has gotten a lot of rebounds on us over the past few games. So really keeping her out of the paint, keeping her away from those O boards, that'll be really important at the first winning. And also Nasai Parker-Williams will most likely be their top scorer. So getting either Maya or running a zone to keep her out, and because she can shoot the three and she's quite tall, so she's quite versatile. So it's going to be important to keep her out of the paint. Pretty sure Kalijah Dean's not playing. That's one of Northside's top players, and she hasn't played last round. So if she's not in, that's a big loss for the Northside Wizards. So hopefully we can get the win regardless.
Now for the men's previews, it's at 8 p.m, same time, same place. Last time we played them, we only won by 4 points. However, Quinton Dove scored 41 points on us last game, and I strongly believe we will not let him do that to us again.
Yeah. A way we could guard him is the double team, whether this is from a press, from a man, from a zone, that's up to the coach. But I feel like it could really benefit us since they rely on Quinton quite a lot for points.
He's the only high scorer.
Whether it's a box and one or a 2-3 trap or a 3-2 trap, it's really, there's so many different ways you could try and stop him, but he's quite a versatile player, so we're really going to have to bring our A game to stop Quinton Dove from scoring. Jamal Roboto was our highest scorer last time we versed him, but that's before he was injured. So now we're going to have to really rely on some of the other players to step up, like Luke Anderson, Liam Switzer, and basically all of our players, because Jamal was a big part of the team, but now with that injury, he's out. So hopefully we can step up for the win.
We didn't have Nelson last time we played them, so he'll be a big part to play. He'll definitely control the momentum of the game a lot as well. And Isaiah Jorgensen, who played for the under-17s nationals team for Australia, was not there last round. So hopefully that means he's not going to be there this round again.
Yeah, he'd be a big out for them because he's quite a young up-and-coming scorer and he can provide a lot of energy off the bench. So hopefully we could get the numbers for the win. That's all for today's episode, guys. Thanks for listening or watching, depends. If you guys want to check us out on social medias, so Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. If this isn't your preferred place to listen to the podcast, you can listen to it on any platform. We're all over. If you want to contact us, phxfastbreak@outlook.com. Thanks for listening. Get down to the home game, last one for the regular season. Hopefully we can see you there.
Thank you guys for listening. See you in the next one.
Phoenix Fast Break.